or whatever it is, wherever you are. Got that one right at the end of a song. So we're in an awkward position right now where Jason has made some upstream changes and they haven't been published yet. So it's possible we could publish today. So I want to see if there's anything that's likely to cause either compatibility issues or any other issues for us. And also, that ends up not being too pretty for this. Perhaps check out what are changes, if there's any conflicts, rebasing to upstream. And then there's a couple of little. So now we need to figure out, and man, SD gets a mess. All right, so somewhere. Okay. Somewhere in here should be JSON Aurora Master. No. Okay, here we go. Okay, bug fix, debugging. Frame rates, server. Oh, clothing thermal model. I forgot about that one, but that's going to be server. Does this no, this affects server only. Server only. That's clicks. So that might end up being a conflict. Well, maybe not. I may have not had to touch that one. That's... Oh, that's server side, so that shouldn't affect me. Hmm. I don't think that would be an incompatibility. That's pure data, in fact. So this is probably just that you can't type a star. Okay, so I can do a rebase check, but I don't think anything is going to cause us... Well, I would have to update the server. Well, I would have to build a data distribution, which takes quite a while to actually run that. I might want to do a update check. So right now, my master is actually up here, isn't it? Oh, that's remotes. This is up here. Master. Yeah. So I actually need what this is based on. Wait, where is... Oh, so this wasn't actually released. Well, the last thing we were based on was 8480B8. Um, what's my argument order? Probably... Oh, that went into a browser window. Tag commit. Make sure we can get back there if we need to. So stg rebase. Oh, and those emote defs won't be in my actual running zone, so it won't try to use any of those. So we're probably actually fine to run from here, because it's mostly server stuff and some data definitions. And the sound support, which they shouldn't have any sounds defined on the existing emotes, I think. Okay. So the things I want to do... big thing is I've defined this sort of like eat button, essentially. But there are times when that doesn't work. So I think there shouldn't be any server changes that we care about. There's no version change. So we're probably okay to keep running the old one? I want to get our commands set up. Make and copy one life to build Windows one life 209. Probably want to test that because I have a suspicion about what the issue is, but I want to try and verify that. All right, so I think the issue is that when I drop something... Okay, so it was specifically when I drop a basket. Nope, that would replace the bush, so I don't want to do this. Oh, keeps focus. Let's Like I drop something, pick up something, try to... Is it possible that I did drop and then right-clicked the food? Okay, so it's not right-click. Man, what? What about... I actually need to sharpen the stone. If it's a dig up thing? Oh, or was it taking food out of a basket? No, But then it would be... No, that's fine. Yeah, so the problem is that I can't reproduce it. Maybe I did in object interact? Okay, well, I mean, that's... Why did we get into that mode? Oh, because I was pressing just the wrong button. Maybe I was doing this? Was I continuing... Because I wasn't hungry, so that was fine. Was I dropping from an auto run? No, that's fine. Man, I'm gonna have to pay more attention. Well, maybe I had clothes on? I might want to do a custom VOG mode patch just to auto-select this text field. Rag shirt. Coat. I guess backpack could be... I mean, that's just clothes in general. Backpack, maybe? No, that's fine. What the heck? It's like it would happen fairly often. I'd be running around doing stuff. Usually I drop something. Huh. Well, I'm just gonna have to try and notice what the conditions are there. Because I'm not able to reproduce that right now. I mean, I'm just not hungry right now. Was it pulling something from my backpack? Yep, that's fine too. So one of the things I never get around to doing, which should be pretty easy. STG series. Okay, so this is all, well, we can start out here. STG new message. Um, mm, oh, gosh, it's actually just faster to close the program if it tries to search everything. CD game source, livinglife.cpp. No, it was remap was the word he used. Remap peak, remap delay, remap direction, current remap fraction, remap peak, remap fraction is so this looks like the bit that does that. Remap start, remap delay, remap direction, remap peak. Okay. So this is the stuff we need to reset between lives. Now, we've got this stuff that happens, oh, you know what? Got first player update. We reseed it. We have no measurement yet. This looks like first server messages. Well, is this first or first per life? Different D than last time. Okay, so this is looking like sort of a first startup kind of thing. Got first player update message, RID equals RID. That's a suspiciously long save, but okay. I guess I could probably go find a pig to die on. Because I actually need to test next life. No, I actually have to, yeah, because I have to specifically test death while. So let's try and find something to kill us. Or I guess if we get close to starving, we'll probably die. That's where I'd seen pigs over here. Well, I might need some extra time. Oh, well. Found my own body. I guess I could go stand in the cold and starve real fast. There's a wolf. Well, there was a wolf. Of course, now I might die too fast. Yep. Okay. Where's the mouflons? There's a wolf. Yep. Oh, okay, it's starting. When you can't actually die. There we go. Okay, so will we trip into the next life? Yay! Small, simple quality of life patch. Alright, so that one appears to be tested and good. So, sync patches below target patch. -T below interaction modes. Oh, right. Put our changes into that patch. Where did that leave us? Okay, so let us on drag drop. So I can't, or I don't have a fix for the eat button right now. I need to just play and try to figure out what's triggering that. The other thing I wanted to do is I came up with the idea of a drag drop interaction, and it sort of works, but has no feedback. So the trick here is going to be, how do I draw something at the cursor? Now I would swear, Actually, that would have been in my pre-patch changes. I had a version. Find commit. No. Let's see. I don't think I have. I just want to make sure I spell this right. No. Yep, there we go. That is the game's official site, where you can find about it, get it from Jason Rohr, the actual author, and it is also on Steam if you want to get the updates that way. But it was originally released as an independent project. And from this site, I am just working on my own custom modifications to fix up a few little UI things, mostly, that kind of bother me. So can I search for custom? No, we won't find the branch name. Well, there's remotes custom. Did I just completely... Okay, there's my local custom. So somewhere down here in my changes, I would add or remove a custom cursor for the screen push. Merge, 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 merge. Merge, merge. Revert draw arrows. Get arrow dir. Get home dir. Show bug message. Draw sprite at last mass X. Okay, so this is just drawing an extra thing. It's just a draw sprite. I might have to try and figure out how I get the appropriate sprite for something. That might be a challenge. But essentially it is that. And this was in like... It's interesting that this gives us the function context. I would just love to have that up at all times. Actually, is there a way to do that? Because this is a really big code base. C++ as well as C. So this is an explicit thing you have to do. Are there any other options? And I have some kind of line here. Wait. So this is where... That does not work. What plugin are you using that does that? Oh, C tags again. Class and method. There's this thing. No need for C tags update. Loud names and functions. Plugins for status line. C helper. Uses C tags. Man, which plugin am I using? I'm using Powerline. I say current function prototype in status line. Oh, this is specific to a certain thing. The definition. Auto display function parameter and preview. Current C function name in the status line. Read stuff. Built with Python support. I don't know if I have Python support. The fact that it needs Python to do this is a little... That's airline. Well, there's a relatively simple one to explicitly show it, and usually there's a moment when I want to do that. Map F. That's just an F key. Didn't the other one do like leader F? Just map the function. Yeah, okay. So this might be a... So we've got an improved version of this and that. Yeah, map leaders, comma, somewhere down here. Oh, and then the abstraction of leader. So presumably we'd want that defined before we do our remaps? And if we want to play around with that, we do it before there. So we've got a all right, function, sure. Or I guess I could actually just small enough I could put it in here. So I'm assuming, let's see, so this is interactive mode, this is normal mode. I'm not sure what map does, but I'm assuming I was using these for a reason. We want a space here? No. All right, now we're going to have to, I don't know if I need to reload the entire thing or just one window. Ah, did it again. CD game source, living life page, show bug message, living life page draw. Okay, well, I mean, that's good enough. That tells me where I am when I need to know it. And this is draw, so this is the one I wanted to find as well. No, I did that. That was a regular copy paste buffer. No, okay, that yeah, should be fine. It did technically remove a white space line. So what? I guess it would be the current holding object, huh? Our object holding ID. Get object holding ID. We draw that somewhere? Wait, that was old held. Player being fed by someone else. Hold something new. Holding changed. Hold ID. Oh. How do we draw an object given an ID? How about we go to draw and then look for holding ID? Held object. Hey, how about held object end of word? Get arm holding parameters, writable, compute held draw position. In object holding, oh, draw object anim, cur held type. Ew, there's like a lot of parameters here. Any sprites behind, draw part that is behind player. Num contained equals 0. I'm not going to be too concerned about that. Prepare to skip sprites. Might be in a loop. But this is essentially just the held object. Not already drawn person. Man, how many variables do we need here? But to draw an object, there was something about, it's like get object. Yeah, what's in an object record? Object bank? ID, description, containable, permanent. Min pickup age, hold in hand. Sprite behind player. Sound usage. Num sprite sprites. Sprite present whole life. So I guess there's room for some animation within an object. Okay, so not that you could pick up a fire, but that might be a complicated object with lots of little moving parts. So it's not just draw a sprite. Which puts us back to what was it? Held object? Return pack, draw unpacked. Actually, we should have this. Actually, was it held object or... But then we pull holding ID. Num contained, contained IDs, subcontained IDs. What if we just didn't worry about that? Held object draw pause is probably going to be... But my goodness, now how was I managing state for this? Yeah, shut up. No. No. Why is my preview stuck? No. Mic check. Maybe this is my preview window? I don't see anything on the upload end. Okay, I guess my preview just got weird. Can I... Actually, that's the current patch. Mouse held and holding ID and not in motion. Oh. We don't have an explicit drag state. It's just if mouse held and holding. Okay. So this is going to be if mouse held and so this is going to be, do we have an R live object? Living life page draw. So this is 5353. What was the... Okay, that jumps back. Okay, so that'd be a possibly useful one. 8161, also in draw. So we should have an R live object. In motion. Okay, got all I needed out of that. And he does that there, and his style is 4 indent. Alright, so now we have to trace down all these little fields. Our live object, holding ID, in obj current held anim. It's an anim type. Is anim type a minor gems thing? Modified, so I can't change it. Anim type names. Animation bank. That's the CPP, so we probably want animationbank.h. Ground held moving. Ground to I think that means ground. Oh, geez. I need to remember how do I do markers. I looked it up once and kind of learned it. I think we're pretty much done with this. I almost remember how to do it. MK, beginning of line, move to marker K. That's backtick, that's regular. So I want to mark somewhere around here. Just mark A, and then we can jump back here anytime. Okay. So cur held type we think is going to be ground. Maybe it should be held, but held time value. Frame time factor, held frame count. This is probably for animations again. So we don't really care. Held anim fades. So probably 1.0. Fade target held type. Let's occur held anim ground. Target held time value is held time value, which is a fraction 0. Frozen rot 0. Held frozen rot frame count used. That's a object. If it's a frame count, that should be an int, right? End anim type. Is another anim type, frozen arm type. Ground, ground. Hold rot is a double. Compute draw held position. Held flip. In obj holding flip. Held object no flip. That also involves having a held object. So doing that right would be complicated. Nope, I changed some wrong stuff. Baby holding obj. What? 4186. What the heck did I do? Oh, I just spammed some keys somewhere. What? Draw object anim. What? 8176. Okay, so I got a type candidate. Draw object anim pack. So I got a type variable wrong somewhere. And the error message is not being very helpful about what mismatched. Well, is this perchance animation bank? Packed, in pack, draw object anim. Living left page. Now get this junk out of here. That's animation bank. I said get this junk out of here. Oh my god. I said window close. Window close. Window close. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. Okay, it's sometimes nice. Right now it's pissing me off. Well, it's syntactic. Just like, I can't see with that window in my face. And normally you can just close it, but today it is not closing for some reason. And it's like, it's like getting the little error messages is fine. And I've totally borked something up. Yep. So this is going to be super, super awkward. No, I need the other application. Because I thought that was the changes I intended to make. So I have to try and find the changes we want. So we definitely don't want that. Oh, that may have deleted my actual edit. Well, it had a syntax error anyway. Well, I can try to figure out if... No... Nope, we completely deleted the code we're working on along with everything else. Because the bloody window was in my face. So it's like now I'm probably going to want the error messages back until we get to the point where we don't want them in our face. You're fine. Run, drag, drop, use. So now we have to find... Actually, does this still work? Mark not set. Draw... Show bug message. Get the window positioned. So this is somewhere around the initial position we want. I need to find a suitable draw object anim call. This is what we worked with before. And then I need a mouse held. We need to enclose you. Actually, that's still wrong. Okay, so it's not going to be O, it's going to be our live object. And our live object, so this is going to be ground. I think this is going to be 0.0 held type. I think that's ground. 0, 0. Oh, held frozen rot frame count used. I assumed that was an int. Left page.h. Held object. Held frozen. Nope, it's a double. That's why the type was off. End anim type, ground, ground, held object, draw pause in last mouse? Hold rot. And this is what I was trying before. And it was really pissing me off. Draw object anim. In pack. Frozen rot time, out frozen rot time used, anim type, position, rotation. We're just going to say false, and then this. Alright, now we got to check it point by point. Well, I guess it is sort of telling us what it is there. Int reference, for whatever reason. Anim type, int, double, anim type, int, double pointer, anim type, anim type. Is it not able to match that up? Int, and almost everything down here, bool int, is just straight up copied. Null int. Yeah, so I must not be able to use a literal here, even though I could use a literal in the other call? Oh my gosh, and this is where this thing goes insane. Alright, this is where you need to shut up for a little bit. Draw object anim. Double pair. So we do that there, and then do this. Well, it's not pass pause, but more like cursor pause. No matching function. Candidate. Okay, so now it's at least recognizing the other candidate. Okay, draw object anim int reference. Did it not use a direct object reference before? No. It's still insisting that's a reference. I wish these lined up better. Anim type int. Double, toil and trouble. Even though you looked like you should be a no. Oh. Oh, there are other candidates down here. I just couldn't see them. From double to char pointer? I clearly misinterpreted some parameter here. So this is the one we started from. Okay, so draw object anim. Yeah, we were able to do a direct object reference. Cur held type. I think we checked that. Held time val is a double. Maybe I have to use an explicit value to make sure it's a double? Rather than interpreting it as some other type of value? Really? Well, alright, this needs to be all commented out so it doesn't cause errors. So this is relatively safe, this is relatively safe. That should be relatively safe. Held time val, held animation fade. It's a double reference again. Why is it trying to reference everything? Well, he wasn't using literals for some of these. Nor was he using the literal anim type here, or an enumeration value. So, held animation fade is also a double. Alright, target held type, it's sort of a literal. Then we had target held time value is also a double. So would that be sufficient? I just frozen rot time held value. Are you also a double? Well, we don't know about that one. Double, double, double pointer. All right. This is not matching my conception of how C works. Held frozen rock count used. We just had a count variable. Ground, ground, cursor pause. And animation type. I'm assuming that's just an anim type? Just a double pair. Cursor pause, hold rot, also a double. How? How? Well, this is extremely annoying. So essentially we have to take this. Literal call as is. That is... no, I have no idea what I've done. Animation bank.h. It's an enum type, and ground is equal to 0, apparently. So these are things of type enum type, and that is the literal value for that. Let's put 0 in there, but it's supposed to be an enum type. Maybe it doesn't accept the literals there? Alright, so, well, we can reuse some of these. So, it is not in obj, it is our live object. So we have to define a enum type of cur held type, which is equal to ground. No, because that's exactly, it's doing that. We have held time value, which we think is fine. Held enum fade. Fade target held type, which we think is also this. Fade target held time value. This will be later. Alright, so cur held type, held time value, held enum fade, fade target held type, target held time value, which is typed to the same thing it was before. Target held time value, frozen rot held time value. I don't really want to advance this. But if we go to living life, page.h, held frozen rot is a double. Frozen rot held. We pass that through. Hold rot, we haven't got that, so that was that. We'll do held object, draw pause is a double pair, I think. And we have hold rot, end enum type, I think is this. I think, maybe I'm wrong. But it's called enum type. Enum type. Held object, draw pause, hold rot, false, held flip is a Boolean? It's a char that is assigned a Boolean value. Is this really it? I mean, bool, and if you're coming from like a C background, I could sort of see that. I've still got my previous call here. No matching function. Are you kidding me? I've pretty much duplicated this down to every member. This is an unmodified. The only thing I could have done is gotten the types of these things wrong. This is an unmodified call from here. I think it's an unmodified call. In obj. Wait. Is in obj different? Oh, and... All right, just for type checking. What? It's not just a double? How is that different? Wait. It's a double that count oh my gosh. There's the double value that's the count. And there's a frame count used that gets passed through by reference? Was this a car again? Yes. All right, so with that little mystery solved, yeah, okay. Just the error messages are not helpful. We should be able to inline a heck of a lot of these. Held anim fade. Fade target held type. Target held time val. Frozen rot held time val. Ground. Ground. Held object draw pause. Hold rot. Held flip. The one field I put in there, it's like, oh, it's a frame count. I thought it was like the count that was used, not like the flag did it get used. No, not everything. We still need you. It's not really held object's draw position, but... Oh, no, I still need... that. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense in context, but when you think about things you're going to return, I would expect to have the number of frames used rather than the flag did the frame count. I mean, what does that even mean in terms of how many frames it advanced? Does that mean it advanced one? Yeah, perhaps. Now, I might want to see if it's possible to apply some alpha here, but that might be built into the animation. Oh, no, that might be a sort of a meta thing. Okay, we're not seeing anything. I might have to try going back to my other bit of code. Well, we could try some of this stuff. See if maybe things need to be set properly. I don't think blend is actually quite the right thing here, but... You know what? Well, we'll try that. Oh, I probably didn't build. We got everything to compile a bit. Or I got to pass all the in-editor compile checks. We probably are going to want to like fade the object or something so it's obvious that it's the cursor. Dead already, huh? I guess that's appropriate for where it's held-ish. Let's try some different objects. Let's see, I think I moved that rock that was down here. Yeah, I'm not sure where he defines held position relative to. It might be relative to a point up here rather than... Or I might need to find a different position, or maybe there's some offset code I wasn't getting there. Yeah, so we want to... I mean, like, tools and things do a pickup position there, but I'm not sure exactly how that gets defined. So how about held objects draw pause? What, for the floating objects? Compute held draw position. Object bank? Oh, okay, no. Holding pause valid. In holding pause. So I'd have to know what we're passing in here as our baseline. Oh, there's a held object, held offset. Held object person, not person. Get object center offset, held object. So there's an object center and a held offset. Well, object center might be more appropriate for what we're doing. But we're going to need to get the held object. Held object. Alright, so we need, and red should be, well, I apparently didn't copy that when I thought I did. Was that object bank? And I might want this as well. Flip H. Rot not equal to 0. This is a whole bunch of rotation stuff. And then there's maybe some more down here. Holding pause. I have to calculate a bunch of these factors. To be able to use this function directly. And I'm not sure that's quite what we want, but I guess it'd be appropriate-ish. I also think I need to take a short break. Even though I don't know how much longer we're going to go, but I need a short break. I'll be back in a few minutes. Yeah, will I be able to see when I have hair now? These close? Okay. Oh, wow. I mean, I guess, yeah. I think, yeah.
It's been cleared out. Oh, hey, where'd this hatch come from? What up, buddy? How's it going? You eating some of these resources and turning them into coal? You are. You are so ugly. Not ugly cute, just ugly. But that's okay, I still love you.
You'll never take us alive! Unknown research?
Okay,
more research. More research? A lot of research over here. Good stuffs.
Clay,
Oh.
Yeah, the boys are useful. I didn't know before. And a wheel. Looking up, Julia. Looking up, Julia. There's been a murder. Who done it? Oh my God. She didn't even wait for her answer. It was me.
Alright, welcome back. So we got a whole bunch of pieces. Oh, what's the type of held object? Object record. In obj is our live object. That's an in-held object. Yeah, I hadn't considered what happened if you try to pick up a baby. I might need to consider that more in general. Get object center. Non-pointer type double pair. Oh, held object. Oh, that is very annoying. Held offset, object, held object. So held offset, that's an offset. Does that mean there was an add? Yes. Okay, so that's the held position. I might just want object center. Because like tools are going to be held at the handle, for instance. So, if we do like... that's actually not bad. I think hatchet might be more of a handle. Branches might seem a little bit odd. All right, so now that might work. We want like some sort of like fade or something. Now, I know the only thing I knew before was the multiplicative blend, which I don't think is really going to be the right effect. No, that's wrong alpha. Alpha. Well, there's a blend. Yeah, there's some masks and things here. Expand 1 pixel. Blend.get subimage. Speech blend. Saving speech number. Oh, this is like the saving stuff? Speech mask, speech color. We can try... Yeah, I don't know if any of these are quite like just an alpha, because there's like no amount of alpha setting. Because I don't think there's a whole lot of stuff that uses that. He uses it for some highlights and things, but there's not like, well, there's a few fade effects. If this is supposed to be false. I can look into that, but I think they're usually doing something with a multiplicative or additive or... Oh, okay. And he fades down the text, but those are simple black things, so they can just do some of that additive multiplicative. That is the wrong operator. This is not defined for this. It is not the right, or maybe like the background color has to be set properly for those objects. So I'd guess there'd be similar last anim fade, mouse over fade. What does this actually do? There's highlight fades. Speech fade? But then again, that's mostly like black and white type stuff. None of this seems to be doing drawing operations. Fade existing. This seems to be state updates. Fade need to do nothing. Add new anim direct. Oh, is anim... is that directly affecting an animation parameter? In the engine somewhere? The element push out, start a new fade. Erased. I think that's just updating structures. Location speech. It's a structure. And we kind of need to know where fade ETA time. Where does it actually draw that? Measure string, draw chalk background string. So this has an in fade parameter. Set draw color. But these this actually has a color when you're doing this. So what does that even mean here? Draw square, set draw color. Yeah. Some of that just ends up applying. Except and then show bug message. Oh. Right there. And does this clean? Okay, so just one when it's all done. But that is drawing erect. Game graphics GL. Yeah, I'm usually looking more for examples of usage than the direct definitions, because I'd have to understand how the drawing system worked to know which to call. Everybody's dead. So that is not alpha. So that does not affect sprite drawing. Yeah, that's for all the recs. Yeah, I don't know if he ever fades an object. Set draw color. In color. But that's what I was doing? Yeah, set draw color. Oh, well, no, it's used for recs. but not for sprites. Yeah. So it's something, but it's not obvious it's a thing. Well, I mean, this might actually have an effect if we're doing, like... That's what variance is. Additive texture coloring? That might make it all white? Or partially white? And I think additive colors get kind of weird. I mean, the multiplicative would have worked, except the sprites aren't designed with a proper background for using it. And that person's dead. Maybe we need to change our alpha factor a little bit. But I don't think we're getting any fade there. I mean, I guess like the effect of like outline of object could be sort of a way to think of creating a cursor for it. And then you do something like toggle multiplicative blend. Maybe it's more of a to make this like little white faded outline. Ah, yeah, I was operating on top of some of the changes, kind of expecting it to be coming along this afternoon sometime. I wasn't watching the change logs. Oh, yeah. Squash seeds. Yay! Seeding carrot plant never decays until you pick all the seeds. Hurrah! That might be too faded. Fast fire no longer waste woods. So he's working on stuff, and usually he does try to do a weekly update, so... maybe I need to have a higher factor? Or maybe the two options don't work together. Maybe you can only have one blend option on at a time. And dead. Nope. They do not seem to play nice together. Now I did try, yeah, multiplicative blend. I don't think we tried that with any alpha before. Well, multiplicative blend got the black box. So those options don't seem to play nice with each other. Yeah. So yeah, I think there's actually some fade in the object. It just got this really nasty background. And that's probably going to... Well, if that's black, that would... Black is 0. I mean, I guess for the sort of, like, ghost object effect, that sort of works. It might be weird with very dark objects, which would be kind of like this. Oh, well, now it's the small object. Yeah, I turned off hunger because I was working on some food stuff. I mean, it gets the... kind of gets the idea across. I could certainly do... Actually, with additive, well, that might make it, like, super bright. I mean, it sort of gets the idea of ghost object across. Wasn't quite what I was going for, but I don't know of any, like, proper... And he does most things as toggle. Well, actually, our completion... What is toggle variance? This seems to be a sound thing. We could look at minor gems. See if there's something else in there. Additive blend, additive texture coloring, multiplicative blend, transparent inks and paints, replaces current blending mode. Yeah, turns off, goes back to normal blending. Texture, additive fragment blending. Combination additive. Linear mag filter. MIP map min filter, draw quads. Oh, set draw fade. Okay. You just didn't happen to use it here. You know, maybe I don't understand the parameter, or maybe it's not implemented. Or, I mean, maybe it's the amount of fade rather than the amount to draw, or maybe it doesn't affect draw object anim. Yeah, maybe draw object anim has its own... Wait a minute, was there actually... Maybe there was a fade parameter in here. There's a fade target type. There's a bunch of parameters in here. Packed is going to be pretty similar, but all the same. In anim fade. You know, this is like all the drawing parameters. I was just this thing I was trying to get through to get it to draw something. In anim, but which parameter is that? Object ID. Wait, that's not an animation type? Oh. Is this a different override? Int draw behind slots. Okay, I guess I could have looked for other overrides. Frame time, double in anim fade. And maybe if I left these as names, that would have actually made that clearer. Actually, I guess using symbols for everything ends up documenting the parameters a little bit better. Are there more overrides? That one takes an animation record. Draw behind slots, anim type. I wouldn't say that there's fewer records there. Draw behind slots. This feels kind of like what we're doing. Our live object, animation type, frame time, anim fade. That might be a different kind of fade. Anim layer fades. It's specific. Oh no, if it's not equal to null, never add to stencil. Oh, I actually had to touch this. Oh. She had to touch this for the sweat drop. I thought I was using a blending mode for this. Huh. Oops. So this actually has the character drawing stuff. Well, this might not be the same function. Let's draw a sprite. In anim fade. Anim type, frame time. Goes down to another function. If less than 1, process frame time with pauses. Pause. Okay, this seems like it might be the wrong kind of fade. Not anim layer fades. Translucent layers, if multiplicative, which is a thing in there, but else it sets it to 0. Working sprite fade. So where do we ultimately, does this ultimately become like a draw sprite? There's emote, get sprite, sprite ID, object sprites. I guess I could just do object sprite 0 and cross our fingers. It might not work for like some animated things like fires, but you don't really carry those much. Because really, this is kind of what we need. I just have to get, well, living life page. So set dross fade 0.5. Draw sprite. Output all frames. Get sprite ID. Sprite ID. Skip sprite. Sprite ID is... Oh, did I not? Yeah, held object. Oops, I removed too much there. Right, and we've got a bunch of stuff that's not relevant here. Draw sprite. We've got held object draw pause. Rot 0. We're just going to say flip false for simplicity. What? Draw pause. Unused variable. Now, there might be a simple way to figure out which sprite we should be using. That's not exactly what we wanted. Maybe at a different multiplication or a different transparency value. But I mean, I guess the shadow kind of works. That just seems to be making it darker and darker. Maybe fade has to be used with some other options? So, is it fading it to black? Uh, okay, 0 is 0. No, 0 is nothing, so that's not a good default value, actually. But set draw fade 1.0 was not great. Yeah, it's all black. Oh, I wonder if we have to white. We may have to set the same alpha on here. Ah, the last draw color was black. And the fade is including the draw color. So I'm not sure what the... It might be just playing with the alpha on this to see if that would, like, blend it partially with the color or something. But maybe the color value is the more important bit there. And full hunger is on. That could almost be actually a little bit lighter. But I'm curious. Hmm. I don't know if the alpha has any effect here. And I think we can pretty much clean this up. Don't care about that. We do need the offset. Can maybe poke around with exactly which offset we use. Nope. The alpha there has no effect. All right, so animation bank. What is I? Front foot index. No, mouth shapes, mouth shapes. Cache.num files. Animation bank step. Map size. Nope. I need to get back to, nope. This. Searching backwards. Oh, this is, oh, so this might be specifically to use in people. All the indexes of the different parts. This might actually just be a straight up loop through all the sprite parts. And this is why I kind of wanted, yeah, to use the drawing routines because it can handle multiple parts. But we're just gonna have to cross our fingers on this one because this has no support for drawing faded. It does something else that overwrites the fade option. Alright, so if we're in the case, we would do that. Well, we want the get held offset. I'm curious how big a difference that makes. Although maybe sub is not the right thing here. That's going to invert it. Yeah, okay. So it's just the center of the sprite by some metric that is not very useful to us. Although maybe sub ends up being the wrong operation here. If we're just doing 0. Oh, this will definitely not draw art with a baby because baby is a compound object. Yeah, that's not fantastic either. Alright, so we need both of these offsets. We have our current position. We have to set the draw color and the fade. Because they're all like rotation parameters. All right, get diff. Got some leftover space from copied code. STG refresh. Oh, there we go. Clarifications to no copyright. Copyright issues. Yep. Nope. It's a total redo of that, apparently. Or a double pickup from the difference. Binary client, data version number. Huh. So the question is, has he actually published it? Well, I can try updating to this and making my client for using today. No, really, it's just the server. Okay. But that's probably going to be the binary client release. So we're in one life. Get fetch. Oh, okay. So we've done server refresh. There's probably no significant difference client-wise. Yeah, I saw the server changes. Okay, so that's all fine. STG series. So I've got one, I think, safe patch, and one thing I haven't really published yet. So I might put off tagging this until we get ready to do an actual build. Although, well, maybe it'll be published by the time before I start streaming, I could publish it. Export, custom, git ignore. And he did post a note that he was going to look at the position patch things, but no. But I've not seen any related commits yet. All right. Open safe field. Reset sprite remap. Yeah, changing that would make it more than a tag. But we think that is going to be the feature set. I also have the README. I should almost push that one down because it's pretty basic, but. Jason has explicitly declined to fix that bug. Could probably even... that would be a base code. Oop. That would have to be closed. Would that be remap or no? Mushroom? Working as intended. Are you sure you really died? Yep, nope. Oh, yeah, no, that's fine. Whenever he gets around to looking at it. And actually, from one of the other changes he made, I think he might want to take a different tact with the first one, which unfortunately I thought was good because I tested it against a replay. But it might be throwing the target point out too far. Servers, yeah. Yeah. All right, so we have to add that series has everything has updated offsets. Other things are not published yet. I guess. Well, drag drop depends on interaction, which is still not right, is the problem. I might be able to come up with a version of it that doesn't do that. Actually, it depends on 2 other patches. And then if it's published with no further changes before I come back, I can tag it, push that up, build it. Well, actually, how would I know? Because there's going to be a data update. No, then my current local version, if I don't... Right, because I've updated to be that binary release. Yes, if I don't touch my current local version and try to... But then it could be... We'll have to download at least the data. And it... Yeah, so, yeah, I'm not going to know. It's not easy to tell what the current well... I should probably figure out a way to check the current update servers. And just have it report what the current binary is, so I can easily follow that in the future. But it is very lunchtime for me. So that is going to be it for now. I'm going to have lunch to generally take a break, try to check for updates a bit, see if it's published. If I will, I'll try to publish my mod before I go live, testing out additional things. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hosting. Oh, and I think I might have a bug when I updated this thing, so I have to get back to updating it. But I am usually working on stuff about these times. And on Saturdays, it's 1 Hour 1 Life. I'm usually doing the 1 Hour 1 Life modding on Saturday mornings. Okay, so nobody I know playing it right now. Any other coding? Okay. Well, this must have been English when I looked at it, although it says it's French English now. Looks like they're doing some chat and JavaScript stuff, which is, well, it's in more Elm. That seems pretty close to what stuff I played around with. Okay, yep. So if you're looking for some place cool to hang out, and especially if you speak French, but it says it's French English. Nemto is doing some JavaScript chat stuff. If you're looking for someplace cool to hang out, that's someplace cool to hang out. Thanks for hanging out with me. Goodbye, and until next time.